Well, good Monday afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope you guys are having a great Monday afternoon. We are getting back to life, back to reality, and saying goodbye to Joe Boo Sports 1, the car we ended up driving to Kansas City for the draft, and what a trip that was. Man, that was fun. That was fun seeing the Cowboys drafting the players that hopefully will play an integral part of them getting back on top. It's funny to me how the instant reaction of people. I'm going to say that my man DMV, I hate to keep throwing you under the bus, man, but that shit was crazy. DMV was literally pissed off. We've heard the instant reactions on the Eagles, that the Eagles are the team to beat, that the Eagles had such a great draft and yada, yada, yada. But we hear that every year because, see, now the Eagles are now the darling team that everybody wants to get on the bandwagon because they were successful last year. But the funny thing about success in the NFL is it's short-lived, and you see teams rise and fall. Now, there's exceptions to the rules, Kansas City's and things like that. But for the most part, teams that do really, really good, especially ones that go to the Super Bowl and lose, the next year aren't the same. And for a multitude of reasons, teams figure out what you did what you did right, and figure how to counter it. Jalen Hurts, for the most part, was still kind of an unknown commodity on what they were going to do with the offense. He was an incredible weapon last year, but I don't know that he is going to be as effective this year, especially with running the football. Defensive coordinators are taking note that Jalen Hurts is deadly up the middle. And I dare say what the Cowboys have done in this draft is to counter the Philadelphia Eagles offense. So many people are, talking about Smith and saying, he doesn't get sacks. Sacks ain't been our problem. See, here's what the Cowboys have done. And I actually, when you stand back and you look at it, if you dissect the body of what has been the Cowboys' problem is stopping the run. Seriously. You've got a great secondary back there that gets the ball. You've got defensive ends that get sacks. The problem has been stopping the run. And that's where Smith comes in. I don't know why the Cowboys like Smith so much as a name. Jalen Smith, Tyler Smith, Tyron Smith. It's just, we're just being Smith to death. But the thing about him is he is a run stopper. And I look at that and I say, this is a plan from Dan Quinn on what we're going to do as far as becoming that great defense. See, Seattle, it still amazes me when you look at the defensive front that they had back in the days when they were doing everything. Now, their linebackers were all world, which helped as well. But their defensive line, their edge rushers, Michael Bennett led them with 8.5 sacks. The next closest one was Cliff Averill. And everybody else is a guy that got a couple sacks here, a couple sacks there. But that team shut down people and took away the football. And when you look at that team that won the Super Bowl, I want to say Russell Wilson only had 23 touchdown passes. They had Marshawn Lynch, of course, who ended up having like 1,300 yards running the football. And Russell Wilson, I believe, ran for about another 500. But that was a team that was about controlling the clock, and a team that was about shutting people down. And they sent wave after wave of fresh bodies at you. And this is where Dan Quinn is the master, mad scientist here. because he's going to be able to dial up pressure from a multitude of ways. When you saw Micah Parsons excited, he knew. He knows. He texted the guy before the draft and said, man, I want you to be here. And the reason being is it makes Micah Parsons' job more effective and easier. Think about how many runs we saw Jalen Hurts, against the Bears. They were having a rough game. In the end, and the Colts game too, it ends up being Jalen Hurts, boom, fake draw, right up the middle. Well, here's the thing. Smith in the middle is going to help to shut that thing down. He's not only big, 6'3", 323, I believe. He's actually very, very athletic. I know it's not the sexy pick and all that, but see, this is one of those things, and I'm still falling out from this. This is one of those things that the Dallas Cowboys don't normally do. And I have been that guy that's for years that said, get the defensive tackle. Get the defensive tackle. When you control the middle of the field, you control the field. That's what DMV said. And he was 100% right. So you got the secondary. You got guys that are ball hawks. You got the safeties back there that can support the run when we go heavy, but also can cover. You're going to have linebackers now with Damone Clark. Quietly, Damone Clark had 47 tackles on a season that we thought was going to be a redshirt season. Look for him to really step up. And also, Overshown is going to be able to be that spy linebacker with Jalen Hurts. Yeah, this draft right here was about shutting down the Eagles' offense. It just is. It's how they're going to go ahead and counter the running game of the Eagles. And I couldn't be any more happier than I am right now. To me, this is just... I still am in a state of shock that I can't believe that the Dallas Cowboys used a number one on an interior defensive lineman. And man, I hope that I'm going to be able to say, I told y'all, I told you about it. Because I believe that this is going to be the difference maker. Let ESPN and NFL Network kiss up to the Philadelphia Eagles' ass and tell them how great they are, blah, 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 blah. But they still lost quite a few pieces. And now they're going to be relying on really, really young guys to really be able to pick up the slack. And I don't know that you're necessarily going to get that from the first year. Call me a hater if you want to. But to have the veteran presence that we have with still being so young on that defense, and now adding some more pieces that will help. And I don't think that they're finished just yet on baking the cake. I still believe there's some more moves that the Cowboys are going to make. This team is going to be a team to reckon with. Eagle Trolls, have fun. Keep on running your mouth. Just keep on. I'll be here. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Hope you tune in tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, for our live stream. We're still debriefing from the draft. And I hope you guys will be there. As always, I appreciate you. Peace.